All right, welcome to the book club. Each week I read a new book, summarize it, and share it with you. For this week's selection, I chose Limitless, written by Jim Kiwk. Upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life. Let's begin. Limitless is a powerful, user-friendly, step-by-step book designed for the reader to acquire, practice, implement, and utilize teachings from beginning right to the end. Kiwk does an exceptional job by conveying his personal struggles as a child, growing up being labeled the kid with a broken brain. By doing so, there's an immediate sense of humility and relatability between the author and the reader. Oftentimes, those who teach or are successful come across as being a genius or already successful or being too smart right at birth. In fact, Kiwk actually discusses this exact common belief throughout the book and proves that these beliefs to be untrue. In fact, one of the common themes in Limitless is the use of superheroes from comic books. As a child, Jim Kiwk found it extremely difficult to read, but he found pleasure in reading comic books for two main reasons. The first, they were easier to read, and second, he relished in the idea that X-Men, superheroes, were all regarded as people with disabilities and yet with superpowers. He compares and proves that we all have a superpower within us. And that's the ability to learn, how to learn to read faster, learn to acquire information easier, develop a stronger memory, and gain new self-confidence by becoming your own version of being limitless. Throughout the book, he has one really cool model I'm going to show right here. It's called the Limitless Model. Here it's mindset, motivation, and methods, and in the middle is the limitless word. So basically, in order to develop your personal skills, we must first discover our limiting beliefs, such as our mindset, our motivation, and the methods to which how we act. Limitless is divided into 4 parts. The first part presented to the reader how to discover and understand what preconditioned beliefs, our mindsets, our activities, habits, and the functioning of our brain really work. Really, how our past learning beliefs have set the foundation to where we are presently in terms of education, finance, business, relationships, and confidence. In the first section, Kiwk discusses nutrition, brain health, brain fuel, presenting key strategies for the development of your brain. He also refers to our gut being our second brain, and you know that that's my jam. In fact, the foreword is written by Dr. Mark Hyman, who is the founder of the Institute of Functional Medicine, who's also on the board of the Cleveland Clinic. So there's a lot of functional medicine comparisons and just a lot of nutrition because our brain, both brains, are so dependent on good, healthy fuel. So you know that I'm right up on that. A quick note that I wanted to mention in this review was a term I'd never heard before, known as the Pomodoro Technique, developed by Francesco Cirillo. So what it suggests is that any allotted time frame that you allow for reading or learning, as the duration continues, the forgetting curve actually increases and the retention curve decreases. So figure that one out. Basically, to prevent this from happening, a shortened window of learning is suggested, followed by a short break, and then go back to learning. By doing so, retention increases by condensing the forgetting curve, all while bridging the gap between the opening primacy and the closing recency. Line number 3, mistakes or failures. This common belief is often the result which causes many people not to start a venture at all, or a dream, or a new goal, for fear of failure. In actual fact, a mistake shouldn't be considered a failure. It's a lesson for learning opportunity. Here's a new belief. No such thing as failure, only failure to learn. I'm not going to go into detail, but there's line number 4, which is knowledge is power. Line number 5, learning new things is very difficult. Number 6, the criticism of others matter. Number 7, genius is born. These are all debunked myths that Jim Kiwk explains. The second part goes deeper into psychology and beliefs and how they keep us from advancing. What I especially liked in this section were the 7 learning lies that most of us believe or were taught to believe. One by one, Kiwk proves otherwise in clinical evidence, referencing other books, his podcast interviews, other professionals, and success stories from his worldwide students. Line number 1, intelligence is fixed. In a fixed mindset, students believe his or her intelligence is set to a certain amount, where a growth mindset, students will believe talents and intelligence can be developed through effort and persistence. A phrase someone might want to eliminate and introduce differently would be, rather than saying, "I'm not good at reading," replace it with, "This is something that I'm not good at yet." Line number 2, we only use 10% of our brains. To quote the book directly from the book, we all use our brain. Some people use their brain better than others. Just as most people use 100% of their bodies. There are some bodies that are faster, stronger, more flexible, and more energized than others. Part 3 opens with purpose, and I immediately started taking notes. When it comes to learning and optimizing one's ability to learn, one needs to fully have their purpose set out before. Kiwk suggests asking yourself 3 quality questions before sitting down to read or learn anything. How can I use this? Why must I use this? And 3, when will I use this? One of the characteristics in this book that I appreciated yet have never done myself were the use of acronyms. I have a subtle hunch that Jim Kiwk, part of his more advanced teachings and programs, he teaches students how to use acronyms because they're everywhere in this book. It gives me the impression that acronyms are another tool for his learning success. Here's one that I really liked. HEART. How to get your goals from your head to your heart. How do you get your emotional with your goals? Again, it's called HEART. H is for healthy. Your goals should contribute to your overall health and well-being. E is for enduring. You must be able to sustain pain and pleasure in the seek of your goals. A is for alluring. Your goals should excite and engage to pull you forward. R is for relevant. Goals should often be relatable to challenge you for change to want to occur. And T is for truth. Don't do it for someone else. Make sure your goal is true to you. Kiwk includes some recipes that promote memory, overall health, which I totally appreciate, exercise, sleep hygiene, self-talk, environment, peer influence, stress management, protecting your brain, learning new subjects are all steps that are included in this book to enhance your brain. Another term that I didn't know is known as the Zeigarnik effect. That uncompleted tasks create a level of tension that keeps that task in the front of your mind until it is completed. So much that other tasks are sacrificed and that productivity decreases and that turn into mental anguish and depression. Maybe you've experienced this before. Maybe you know someone who expresses these traits. There's a whole chapter on this and I really, really enjoyed it. Basically, it's procrastination. The last part of the book is really the good stuff. Kiwk presents skills and new techniques to develop one's ability to improve the following areas. Focus through specific conscious exercises and learning how to declutter, and mental, how to really get clear with your mental thought process. He shares levels of competence, which is really cool. Unconscious incompetence. Basically, you don't know what you don't know. So, for example, you don't know that there is a book out there to teach you how to speed read. Conscious incompetence. You're aware of something, but you haven't done it for yourself. Conscious competence. You're aware of a skill and have the capacity to perform with your focus. And then unconscious competence. You're aware of a learned skill, but perform the task almost effortlessly. So that's kind of like a professional athlete or an amazing pianist or an amazing dancer. They've practiced it so much it makes it look easy. And then Kiwk adds another level. He calls it true mastery. And this is where you perform a skill so effortlessly that you're elite. You're part of a very small percentage. Again, just like a superhero. So a note for students who like to cram for tests or presentations. Don't. He gives 7 learning study habits, which I really liked. And study tip number 1 was active recall. And it was really fascinating, and it shows scientifically why cramming is not effective. The last few parts of the book were really enjoyable to consume and practice. Again, this book is a very how-to interactive book with lots of steps for you to take notes and do exercises, which for me is my favorite way of learning. In one memory exercise, I tried to remember 10 things. I could only remember 3. And then after implementing the tools to learn, I actually remembered all 10. I began laughing hysterically in disbelief, yet with so much satisfaction. Okay, I'm going to try this again, and it's not scripted or anything like that. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to do it in 10, and I'm going to say the 10 things that I needed to remember. So here we go. Fire hydrant, balloons, batteries, barrels, board, night, diamond, ox toothpaste, and sign. See, like, oh man, that's so cool. So if you read the book, you're going to get it. And I just did it. Like, I don't have notes here or anything like that. So cool. So that's one technique that I learned how to remember something. And I didn't know this particular exercise or skill that I could incorporate to remember things. What I used to do is just write down whatever and then just try to repeat or just keep on writing, or just regurgitate as much as I could. But this, it's so neat to do. So neat. Okay. I've already been actively trying to practice my speed reading, and some books I read faster and some books I read slower. For this activity, for the testing, I recorded my baseline normal reading speed, which is 123 words per minute. And a lot of people are going to say, that's really slow. This is like my baseline, what it used to be. After one suggested skill, after one lesson in the book, I increased my reading speed and comprehension to 510 words per minute. That's huge. Really, really cool. Following the first exercise, he gives additional starting points and methods to gradually increase the reader's reading speed and capacity. I'm actually going to make up my own notes and stick them on my wall directly from the book as a reminder and as a constant exercise, because I want to just really continue to increase my speed reading. So it's going to be like working out for my brain and for my reading. At the end of the book, Kiwk discusses different types of thinking styles, and some may resonate with certain types of thinking styles. Like there's different thinking styles, and we all have every different thinking style within us. But when it comes to problem solving, Kiwk suggests putting on each different thinking cap in order to have a different angle for whatever the problem it may be. By doing so, you can critically think and come up with strategic outcomes better than before. At the end of the book, there's a 10-day strategy game plan to follow, which I look forward to following and implementing, and continue to follow his teachings on social media. Might even enroll in one of his programs so I can continue my quest to become limitless. I give this handsome book a 6 out of 5 stars. I loved it. It was really good. Really, really happy I read it. There's a lot of testimonials in the front with a lot of celebrities. He's a fantastic person. I like the way that he speaks and teaches. It's as though he's right beside you in this book. It's really awesome. So I hope you liked my summary. I enjoyed the book. Until next time, in good health and in good spirit. And that's the book club.